All right, let's switch it over to the NFC. I think the Eagles are like the great. You've heard me say all this crap. I think they're the most well-built team maybe that I've ever seen. Like I've said, up to the 90s Cowboys, to some of the great Patriot teams you've been on. It's really kind of hard to find a weakness. As I rattle it off all the time, I go, arguably the best duo of receivers in football, or it's up there. It's the best running back in football. There's no doubt it's the best O-line in football. It's definitely a top 2 or 3 D-line.
One of the best defensive coordinators in
One of the best D coordinators in football. The secondary with the young guys, I go, they're about to be a top 5 secondary.
The secondary is cheap.
Right? So, like, yeah, no shit, Super Bowl. Yeah. It's just like, are they going to win it? Are they going to be there?
We don't have to spend much time.
We don't, right?
They'll be in the NFC Championship.
And, I think the special thing about it, Devin, is they're really not even thinking about repeating. Yeah. They're saying, hey, we want sustained success. We're not worried about repeating. So I just love that mentality because we had the same mentality. We were trying to forget about the previous year.
And that's what I don't think Jalen Hurts gets enough credit as the leader and leading that charge of the approach, the mentality. Like, you can say whatever you want about his talent, but the guy that you want to lead your football team, I think they love what Jalen Hurts brings and what he does day in and day out.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with any of that. No doubt about that. He is special that way, 100%. Exactly. I know I question his game sometimes, or sometimes I just feel like people overstate it, but I will not feel that's.
I mean, think about Jalen, though. Every time you hear him talk, it feels like you're listening to a coach.
No doubt about it.
I'm like, okay, 100%. He's coaching me.
He was raised by his dad was a coach.
Exactly.
Like, you could tell.
Exactly. Right. Sometimes I'm like, can you just give me the damn answer instead of the coach speak damn answer? Right?
I like it, though.
I know, but it's the way to approach it, and it is who he is. He owns that. All right, we talked about the Lions. We have Super Bowl window, right? But we're also looking at it going, it won't be as easy as the years past.
Right.
It won't. Do they have enough pass rushers? That's the other thing I'll just say too. If Aiden, I don't think he's going to be like full go Aiden Hutchinson to start the year, and we already questioned whether they had another pass rusher opposite.
Well, they say Marcus Davenport is a solid player. He's a solid player. He's never really put up huge numbers.
Gets hurt a lot,
and he gets hurt a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think just what we talked about earlier, within the division, it's going to be very tough. And then losing those coordinators, that's going to take an adjustment period. You look at the Baltimore Ravens defensively when they had changed their defensive coordinator last year.
It took half the season.
It took half the season, and in the back end of the season, they started playing well, but you never know.
That's right. All right, Commanders, they got the hottest quarterback in the game. He's got already a guy that's got that aura you talked about that maybe Justin Herbert doesn't have, and all that.
And he beat the Lions.
That's
why, to me, last year the Lions was number one going in. Like, hey, they're the number one team that we think. All right, Philadelphia showed they're one.
Right.
To me, I would put Washington at 2 in front of the Lions at the point because what you just said, what they did last year, Jayden Daniels, and they said, you know what, we're going to go get Laramie Tunsil. You know what, we're going to go get Deebo Sam. Like, we're going to improve this team, and we're going to try to give us an even better shot to get there. They didn't just say, hey, man, what an accomplishment.
We're good.
Now they need to get the Terry McLaurin situation. They need to get that finalized, get him back in the camp. But I think the leadership they have older guys that are only playing. You look at Bobby Wagner, you look at all of these guys. Zach Ertz, they're only playing. Von Miller, they're only playing to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
So now those young players who probably think, hey, we went to the NFC Championship every year, we're going, you got Von Miller, you got Bobby Wagner, you got Ertz in there saying, no, NFL doesn't work like that. We got to go. So I love that about them.
Yeah, definitely.
You cannot underestimate the impact of those veteran players, not just on the young players, but also other veteran players.
Definite Super Bowl window for me. I'm with you there all the way too. I'm not sure I put them 2 yet, but they're up there. What do we think of Deebo Samuel in the addition? Right, Deebo's a guy that I love watching Deebo. I mean, he brings a style to the game that's rare for a. But is he still the same Deebo?
I thought he lost his passion in San Francisco. I just thought a change was needed, and you see that now. You see he seems happy, he seems very enthusiastic, and he's playing with Jayden Daniels. How could you not be excited? I believe that he's very excited.
And I don't think he has to be that guy that we saw a few years ago in San Francisco. They have enough playmakers that now all of a sudden Deebo Samuel becomes the fourth guy you're worried about. Now he gets mismatches. He gets to do certain things where his time in San Fran turned into
fourth guy I worry about on that offense.
I'm just saying, like, depending on what you do, how you're running the ball with Brian Robinson, throwing to McLaurin.
I'm not worried about Brian Robinson. I think,
but you might be worried about stopping the run.
Yeah, but they're not special in the run game. They're just not. They're okay. I felt this all season.
They're misleading in the run game. They're misleading because I'm with you in what you're saying. They don't just line up and dominate you, but they were the third leading rushing team in football last year.
That's unbelievable.
Right? That's what this is. We've had this argument last year because I was like, wait, I like the way Green Bay runs the ball because they do it traditional, but you bring these quarterbacks in that run the ball too. And sometimes you go, damn, I forget that he ripped off a 70-yarder on the read option one play.
Well, we're talking about. I was talking about pure rushing yards without the quarterback.
I do that sometimes too.
But that's your concern as a defense of it's not just Brian Robinson on his own read.
That's true.
Because if Jayden keeps it, hey, now that safety, we need you because if he keeps it and it's just the defensive end,
that's right.
Like when you first started playing Lamar Jackson, we got a quarterback player. He's not going to make that tackle, though. You know what I mean? So now
he's there in
theory. The box.
Yeah.
Now Deebo Samuel's out. I think that is what can help them.
Right. I used to love that. Like, look, we have a guy on the board that's near Lamar, and I'd be like, yeah, that's great. That guy's not tackling Lamar. And good luck. And I think the McLaurin thing will get straighted out. I think it's obvious.
Yeah.
It's just about.
He's a great dude.
It's just about the number. I think it's like if
how
he's
long.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think right. Is he's asking for 35 or 36 a year?
But teams have to stop waiting. If I'm Terry McLaurin,
100.
am I taking less than DK Metcalf?
You might not have a choice.
Yeah.
But right now, that's what the issue. I think he's
so that's like at 32. Right. So that's what I say. The max
give the
number
man
is like
3 years.
31.
Get a guy 3 year, $90 million, and guarantee 50 or 60 of it, and he'll be.
He'll be there. Yeah, and I think they'll get there. They're not looking to take a step back and handcuff Jayden Daniels in year 2. Right. That's for sure. All right. The San Francisco 49ers. Right? Do we put them? I think they're going to surprise some people. They're going to be a pain in the ass. I can tell you firsthand, Shanahan and Lynch are very excited about the team, but I don't know if I believe they're in the Super Bowl window right now. I'm going to say no.
I'm saying no.
Playoffs, yes, but
is there something from talking to them that like the defense, for instance, like you lose Hufanga, you use Dre Greenlaw, and we saw when Greenlaw came back for one game, it was like, holy shit, this defense, you know what I mean? And then, so what excites? I guess
Saleh excites me.
I think they're excited about
Saleh
Saleh being back. Absolutely. I think they got some young guys that they feel like are hungry and want to play. Right. I think some of the veterans on the offense, they still got Kittle and McCaffrey, where they're like, hey, don't.
Hey, Jawan Jennings, play. If you don't want to pay him, trade him.
I know.
Get something
I know.
From
He's got some leverage there too, because we know Brandon Ayuk's not going to be like totally ready to go to start it. The Green Bay Packers. Right, who I look at and I think it's one of the better rosters in football. Jordan Love didn't have his best year last year. We know that, right? But I expect bounce back. I'm going Packers Super Bowl window. I'm going to say that right off the bat.
I agree with you, Chris. Yeah, absolutely.
The running game.
And for me, the biggest thing with Jordan Love that frustrated me is it's always like he was trying to throw off one leg across his body, trying to do this Aaron Rodgers stuff as opposed to planting his feet, just making the correct throw.
Yeah, I think they're a really good team. I don't see Super Bowl per se. I just, again, in that division, you have to set yourself up to be. It's like sometimes the best thing to be in a Super Bowl is to be in the best position to play either at home or get a bye week.